All right, here we are, week 2 meet prep. This is the basically the second straight week of some torque and or speed work. I was doing this way because I am in a pretty good caloric deficit and I wanted to get my body weight down pretty significantly after vacation. I came home weighing 313. It's the biggest I've ever been, as you can tell by my belly there. Um, it's been kind of fun. I did a little bit of intermittent fasting with keto, and I'm slowly getting down to a pretty decent weight. I'm down to 299 this week. Um, so things are going good, and I'm slowly adding carbs back in, which is good because my energy levels were just about tapped, so it was right on point. Bench week, normal bench day. Um, I doubled up the bands, so I actually used even more band tension on the bands that you've seen. Um, they they tax you a lot, so there was a lot of torque there, but the weight was not very high, which is fine. The heavier weights are going to start coming in next week. And I tried these rollout tries for the first time. Not sure how I feel about them, but I do kind of like them. I'm going to keep them in for a couple of weeks. They don't really bother my shoulder or my elbows, so um, and just kind of talking through everything here. You guys can see what's going on here. Um, Deadlift day was a real party. Me and Rob decided to use the heaviest band that I had. We tried it off of the deficit there with the band, and it was just too much. So we took the deficit away for our 8 sets of three for this day. Didn't use a ton of bar weight, but just really trying to a lot of force from the bottom and really squeezing the glutes at the top. And excuse me, but we did bring the deficit in for our paused, which really made it even more brutal. So we are using a stiff bar. This is our last week using a stiff bar on deadlifts. Next week we're going to bring in a deadlift bar, and it's going to be a little bit easier with the whip and everything. Really happy how this moved. This 515 for two. Uh, I didn't fail the set before, which I normally do, but this will probably be the heaviest I go on these for a while. When the main lifts are going to be getting heavy, I'm going to take uh, those down a little bit to try to make those a little bit more snappier, a little bit more engaging of the lats and the glutes to get that to fire through the hips there. And the good old good mornings. Um, I didn't speed up this one like I did last week because I really wanted you guys to see my tempo on those. Although I did speed this video up, but the good mornings to me is something you really kind of got to concentrate on because I think you could really hurt yourself easily if you're not careful. So I really kind of keep that mind muscle connection, thinking like a bodybuilder a little bit on those, and some good old ab work. So I forgot to record my chest supported row. I was really bad with my camera this week. I got to be honest. I didn't get as much footage as I wanted to sift through to kind of put in some of the best lists, but the overhead here, I'm really liking these bands. I'm probably going to keep those in for about 2 more weeks before I go to straight weight. Um, the way they make my triceps work and my lats and everything work, it's really kind of fun. But the way I set up the bands, I can't really do uh, anything bigger than like a 25 on the bar. So if I do decide to go heavier on those, it'll just be with smaller weights on the bar. And I really like these. I went back and forth on Tuesday about adding them to my bench day, but I think it's best to have them on their own separate day with my overheads. And I did superset these with my chest supported row using the trap bar in the wheels. But like I said, my dumb ass forgot to record them. Now, one of the things I'm really trying to concentrate here is that hold at the top to really just kind of squeeze everything. And if you've ever struggled with a bench at the top, which we all have, especially if you're watching this video, that is really that the last couple of inches you're pushing there, you're really recruiting everything. So I think that kind of forces that mind muscle connection through that part of the lift. So we'll see how that helps me as I get into the heavier weights in the next few weeks. And just some good old dumbbell rows. And me and my wife, we went to Powerhouse on Saturday, and I did a lot of my upper body accessories. But I don't want to be on Joey Swoll's page with my camera in a public gym, so I just took that picture and decided to blow out everybody's eardrums on squat day with the chains because these things are loud as hell, and just a little bit of a change up from using bands. And one guy didn't want to use bands, so I didn't really, it's really kind of a pain in the ass taking bands on and off the way I set them up. So this chain setup is way easier to use. And I'm really just trying to sit in a hole as much as I can and come out as fast as possible. Didn't use a ton of weight, but it felt really good. Now, okay, this is me sucking really bad. But if you watch, I just start shaking uncontrollably. Nothing I can do about it. And I've watched this video a time or two now, and I think like you kind of got to deadlift and squat at the same time. I think I just had a brain fart. You just like you don't know where to push, where to move. It's kind of weird. Now, my training partner Don behind me, he ended up hitting this for 5, so I'm gonna have to come back and kind of get after that. But I won't be doing those as heavy in the future. I'm gonna keep them in, but not that heavy. We're just kind of got stupid with it, which is tends to happen in the powerlifting gym. And I did my good old stiff legs alpha deficit. The weight's really coming up on these. Oh, what is that? 365 there. We did 3 sets up to that, and then I did some leg press, trying to get these deeper. I felt like they were deeper when I was doing them. Now that I'm watching the video, they don't really feel deep at all. I guess they are, but trying to not really lock my knees out, get them as deep as possible, as much muscle uh, fibers recruitment as possible. But that's about it for this week. All right, if you like the channel, give me a subscribe, hit me with a like, and if you got any questions or comments, leave those below. Thank you.